Good morning, everyone. So this is what we are referring to as our Visio activity training. So what I'm going to be doing is I will post this video as well as the actual Visio activity sheet up under week 2 for content. So what you'll be doing is going through this. I'm going to show you how to do it, but I think it's important that you just go through and do this as well because it'll probably help you. Even so, if you are able to, if you have 2 screens, or you have the ability to do this alongside when I'm doing it, pause this video, open it up, and let's work together. All right, so what I've done is open up Microsoft Visio. As you'll see, it's open right now, and I've gone to the new function. And what I would do is select a floor plan. So I'm selecting a floor plan, and I'm creating this with US units, and just go ahead and press create. As I mentioned before, I hope this doesn't get in the way of the video, but this will give you a scale. So it's about 138 or 140, excuse me, by 96 or so. So this is just an automatic template that they give you. As well on the left-hand side, they give you a couple different things that you can choose from. So right now I'm able to pull in rooms, stretch and create these rooms. I'm able to pull in individual walls, doors, and things like that. Okay, I'm just going to delete these. A couple things that we want to know about before we get into the Visio training document is under the design tool, which is right here, I can change the size of this. So let's say that this is too big. This is more than I need. So I'm going to adjust the page setup. What I can do is I can go to drawing scale, which is the third option, and I'm going to change this just to something 20 feet by 20 feet. All right, and then say OK. Now, as you can see, it's quite small. The zoom function in this particular course is going to be quite important. As you will see, the more you zoom into the actual work, into the template, the more intricate your moves can be. So if I'm very far out and I'm trying to kind of move a cabinet or a dresser up against a wall, it might not really fit in there snugly, nicely. If I just zoom in a little bit more, it's going to work a lot better. So I'm just going to zoom in quite a bit, and I'll move this over to find my little sheet. And I can zoom in quite a bit more. Okay, so there we go. We've just zoomed in. Now, there's a bunch of stuff here on the left-hand side, as I mentioned, that you can bring in. Every shape has lots of flexibility, so you can move it either way. You can pull and drag it. And then also, a lot of them have an option to right-click. And if you go to Properties, you can then also just select the size that you may want. So if I want this to be a 15-foot by, 12-foot room, I can say that, press OK, and that's the perfect size, as opposed to trying to move it just a little bit and get that perfect amount. Same thing with doors, so I'm bringing in a door right here. Now, automatically, this comes up as 2 feet 6 inches. Now, I can do a couple different things. I can change the size of the door. So as we will learn that all doors that need to be used for AODA, so anyone in a wheelchair, they should be 43 inches wide, which is, what is that? 3 feet 6 inches would suffice. Okay, so that would be more than wide enough for AODA. Now, generally 3 feet is fine technically, but just give people extra room. That's the 3 feet, and you can do a lot of changing. So what I could do is that if I don't want this door opening up into this wall, what I could do is just kind of manipulate and change the door so it opens up into this one, right? So that'll just give you a couple ideas of how these things work. And there's all kinds of stuff. It could be a double door. You could have pocket doors. You can have revolving doors. You really have a lot of options of what you would like to do. And they're all in walls, shells, and structures. Now, for me, this is not just a room with a bunch of doors in it. I want to add things. So if I go to more shapes, go down to maps and floor plans, building plan, you will see there's a check mark beside some of the ones I already have. But if I wanted to build this into a small bathroom, I can select all the bathroom. I can also maybe put some cabinets in there, furniture, maybe I want a plant. You know, there's all kinds of stuff in here that I might want to select. So you can just go through and add them all in. As you add them all in, they all just populate over here, so you're able to choose them as you need. So I'm going to go through and delete all these because I don't need them. Now, because I have all of this, okay, let's make it a little bedroom. So I have all this little furniture, so I can pull in a queen size bed. And I can pull in a recliner. And I want it sitting in the corner, and that's where I'm going to read. Another thing, so if I want to, let's just say I'm having a hard time getting this chair right into the corner. I can zoom in more, and I can make a little bit more accurate movements. I can also, so what I'm going to be doing is using the left and right key on my keyboard. I can also just do that, and it can move small amounts, which is quite handy as well. So there's all kinds of material in here. I won't go through actually creating this whole room, but as you see, you can also edit these quite a bit. So this here, I can actually select some of the individual stuff and change the coloring of it. So let's see if I can do that. So if I were right click and I wanted to go to styles. So if I go to styles, I am able to change some of the color. So I could change the color of the bed. I can change the color of the individual blankets. I can remove pillows. I can not. There's lots of things you can do with that. Okay. So the file that I've given you is actually called the training activity Visio file. So this will be located under week 2, under, I think, in your content or weekly content. So I'm going to zoom in, and we're just going to do each square one at a time. So it says here, in this room, please do the following. Put doors between the adjacent rooms. Rearrange a bed and desk, which isn't in there. So I should say, put a bed and desk so they're up against the walls, and then find the nightstand under furniture and put it beside the bed. So first of all, it wants doors. So I'll scroll up to find the actual walls, shell, and structure, and it wants a door in between all the rooms. Handy thing is that when you drop these on any wall, it just kind of snaps into place, and you don't really need to worry about much. Now this wants a bed. What else did it want? And desk. So if you are looking for a desk and you can't find them in the templates, so here's a desk here, but if I wanted to, I can also just type in search for a desk. Not all the options come up, so it's not as good, but there is some different options here. So if I type in desk, and I'm getting quite a few different styles. So, you know, this is a bigger desk than you might want in a bedroom, but let's do it anyways. And I'm just going to use my arrow keys and line that up. So there's my little desk, and I'm just going to have to move my door. So there's my desk, and then I'm going to want also a nightstand. So there that is. So I'll put that nightstand in there. Now, it's not a full bedroom. It's not really done. We can put flooring in. We can do all kinds of stuff. But for the meantime, you kind of understand how this works. The thing, you can always change which way the bed goes, so you can manipulate it that way. Okay, the next one that we're going to look at is how do we adjust, what's the word for this? Levels. So basically when you're looking at a bird's eye view of a facility design, there are levels, but they are very difficult to understand. So as an example here, we have this piece of carpet. So this is a carpet, just, you know. So we have this rug, we have this table, and we have this plant. I want the table to be on top of the rug and the plant on top of the table. Now that makes sense to me, and that's the way it should be, but not the system doesn't necessarily understand that that's how that works. So what I'm going to do is have this table, or sorry, this rug. I'm going to put the table on top of the rug, and it disappears. That means that it thinks that it should go below the carpet. So what you have to do, and there's two ways you can do this. Under the Home tab, we can either bring to front, which I'll go ahead and do, and that brings that table right up. Or I can right-click it, if it works. There we go. Right click, and you can see they have the bring to front, send to back options right here, these little yellow squares. And you can also do single level changes. So I might not want to bring all the way to the front, which is considered the top. I just want to bring forward. Okay, so I'm going to put this plant on top. Same thing, it goes right underneath. I'm going to go up and bring it right to the front because it should be in the very top. So now you have this lovely rug, table, and plant that all makes sense. And I'll show you how if I bring it forward one, so I'll bring it forward one level and it goes above the table, and I bring it forward one more level and it goes above the plant. So then I can just send it all the way to the back, and there we go. Okay. Next one is, in this text area, insert an online picture. Search for a wood floor and place it below the furniture in the above room. So these are things that I'm often going to recommend that you do at the end of your design. You keep the white background because it's nice and simple, but then you want to start adding a little bit more of a feel to the room. So it could be tile in a bathroom. It could be a wood floor in this, what we consider kind of like a little, I don't know what you call this, little apartment area, like a living dining room area. Whatever makes sense. So what I'm going to do is go insert, online picture, and I will search for a wood floor. So hopefully my internet is fast today. All right, so I'll go wood floor. So what I need to find is something that is a bird's eye view and not with shoes in it. So this is not a bird's eye view, this isn't, because they're all at an angle. Rather, what I want, same thing here, is something like this, where it's looking straight down at it. I wonder if this one will work. Now, this is going to happen. This thing came in massive. So I'm going to zoom out as much as I can. I'm going to shrink it down a little bit, and I'll pull it in over there. So I'm going to zoom back in now. So what I'm going to do is just kind of change the size of it so it just overlaps everything. There we go. Maybe need to move this in a little. Maybe move this one in. Now, obviously, this is over top of everything. So you can just by clicking on the shape, it gives me options of what to do with it. So I'm going to send this to the back. Where is it? And now you have this lovely little dining living room area that is now a hardwood floor. And it just gives a lot of warmth and a lot of feeling to it. And I do recommend that you do this at the end, because once you start trying to make adjustments and changes, then you'll see that you're often grabbing the floor by accident, and it slows the program down. As always, if you right click and go to properties on some of these things, they have options that you can do. So they're all different. As an example, this one here is that you can make the chaise lounge invisible, so it doesn't have the chaise there, or I can go back and make it visible if I want. Oops. So now you have the chaise lounge, right? Simple things like that. I do anything industry standard size. So a toilet, a king size bed, a shower, things like that. You shouldn't really be changing the size of it. But something like a table, it's a pretty smart system. So if I say, okay, I have a family of 8 though, I don't have a family of 6, I can pull this and it just starts adding more chairs as needed. So you can see how that works. And then I can probably pull this way, yeah, and add 2 at the end. So there is a little bit of, the system is quite smart. Little things that bother me, see there's a little white line right there. So I would just probably pull that down a little. There we go. And the final one, it says, use a kitchen and bath plan. Please add a small sink, bathroom, including, or please add a small bathroom, including toilet, shower, and sink. So this space is way too big. This is like 20 feet. This is in way too large of a bathroom. So probably what I will send you is something a little bit smaller. So I'll probably do something like this. And it's almost like you have like a little area with a bathroom inside. So what I do for a bathroom, I put a door goes in on bathrooms, and then I look for my bathroom and kitchen plan. So there's all kinds of options here. I might do a corner bathtub, as well as a corner shower, and you can do that. I know it didn't ask for that, but the more the merrier. I'm also going to do a toilet, And what else do we got here? We got a pedestal sink. That sounds lovely. And a pedestal sink. I'm just going to put this up against the wall. Now, you can put tile floor. You can put towel bars. You can put medicine cabinets. I'll put a towel bar on this wall. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Maybe I don't like the fact that there's a little bit of, doesn't seem very private. So what I can do is I'll put a little wall in here. So maybe just give the person who's using the toilet a little bit of more, privacy. And you can really get detailed. You can put garbage cans and plants and all that good stuff in there. Totally up to you. So this is, come to think of it, not a lot of privacy with the person's, if the person's having a bath, but there's privacy that someone can use the shower and use the sink, and someone can be in there as well, should they need. Anyway, so that gives you an idea of how they would do something like that. So that's the bare minimum. So what we've done is kind of just create these lovely little spaces. There's a lot of little tips and tricks and things that work better or don't work better, and we will learn this as we go. We'll start quite simple, and then we will advance. So thank you very much for coming. Sorry, I had a little bit of a computer issue there right towards the end. Thank you so much for listening to this. Review this as you need, but really the best training is just going in there and having fun with the program. I've measured out my house and my rooms and found the furniture that makes sense and kind of recreated my own home. And I've shown my wife, and it's been actually fantastic for as far as we want to buy a new couch. We can look at we can actually remake the couch and see how it fits. And if we want to kind of work our flow of some of our rooms, we can do it virtually before we actually do it physically to see if it makes sense. So it's a lot of fun. I hope you have fun doing this. And for those of you who want to do it in person, I will see you in class. Otherwise, complete this on your own. There's going to be an assignment coming up. When you complete the assignment, please ensure that you save the assignments when you submit them to me as a PDF. So if you are still working on them, keep them as a Visio drawing, so then you are able to keep pulling these back up. If you are submitting them as ready to be marked, please save as a PDF. So that's all I have to say today. Thanks so much for coming, and I will talk to you soon.